So let's say you want to draw a picture, something like this, wherein you have a row of trees going towards the horizon and the trees are equidistant from each other. Now this can be trees, or these can be lampposts, or these can be posts from of a fence, or they can be like the boundaries separating buildings of the same width. So in order to do that, let's first take a look at what it might look like from the side. So let's say we have your first post or tree or whatever. We'll just have a line right there. Let's make this a little longer. Now we need 2 posts for this. So again, this is in side view. This is not in perspective yet. And let's say your second post is right here. So what you want to do is to make a 3rd, 4th, 5th post, but the distance from each other are the same. Of course, what you can do here is you can just measure with a ruler and then duplicate that distance with every post. However, this is not what we can do in 1-point perspective, because as you've seen in 1-point perspective, the distances from our picture plane, they reduce in width. So we will do this without using a ruler, but instead we'll be using projection lines. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to X this out. So from the bottom of one post to the top of the next post, we'll do that X. And there is going to be that center line at the horizontal. So that's the first step. The next step is to create a line from this point to the middle part of the second and project it all the way to the ground. So let me repeat that. From this top of the first post, you draw a line towards the middle of the second post all the way to the ground. And we'll do that now. So this point right here on the ground, that's supposed to be where that next post will be, and supposedly they will be equally distant from each other, okay, roughly. If you want to do another post right here, then you will do the same process. We will X this out. Do that horizontal line across the middle. From the top, go across this middle point towards the ground. And now you have your next post. So you will be continuing this for how many posts that you want. Let's now do that in 1-point perspective. So we have our horizon line. Then we have our center vanishing point. And then I'm just going to project a line over here. I'm going to establish the first post. Let's say I want the first post to be here, and I want the second post to be here. Another thing I should mention is when you're doing these posts, it assumes that all the heights of these posts are the same. So in order for both of these posts to have the same height, we'll just draw a line from the center vanishing point. So this is where supposedly the top of that second post will be. So to create those new posts towards the horizon, we will be doing the same process as this one. Let's first X this out. Find that horizontal line starting from the center vanishing point, again because all depths have to follow that center vanishing point. And then what we're going to do, like what we did here, from the top corner, take a line towards the middle of the second post and down to the ground. So we'll be doing that. From the top of this, draw a line to the middle of the second post, down to the ground. And now here is where that second post will be. Let's do another one. Since we have this middle line, we can just continue that over here. And then we can take this point, bring it down to the middle of the second, towards the ground, and that's going to be your next post. We'll do one more. Center line, top, middle, draw a line towards the ground, and that's going to be your next post. So again, these can be lampposts, these can be trees, these can be like the sides of a house. So this is just one way to ensure that you can draw those quote-unquote equal distances in one-point perspective. Now, if you can do that vertically, you can also do it horizontally. Let's say that you want to make railroad tracks. So let's disregard this, and let's say that we have a new vanishing point right here, center vanishing point. I'm going to do those lines at the bottom. So again, we need those first two. Then we start with the X, and with this intersection we draw that reference line. So from this point to the middle of this second one, bring it to the other side. And that's where that next line is going to be. Repeat that from this point to the middle point, all the way to the other side. That's where that next point or that next line will be.